Autobots Transform. That's right, the already 5th film of the robo action series Transformers: The Last Knight is here.
Forgive me.
Since we want to spare you the pain of rewatching all of the previous installments, we will now sum up the plot, and yes, there is actually a plot to these films, of the Transformers movies. Therefore, we would like to issue a spoiler warning.
What you're about to see is top secret. Do not tell my mother.
Let us start with the first film of the Michael Bay saga, Transformers from 2007. Our story begins on the faraway planet Cybertron, home of the Transformers, living robots who are able to disguise themselves as any given vehicle.
Excuse me, are you the Tooth Fairy?
That planet became the setting of a civil war between two fractions of the robots. The peaceful Autobots, led by Optimus Prime, fought against the tyrannical Decepticons, led by Megatron.
Mega what?
The latter is after the Allspark, a cosmic cube. This cube is what gave the Transformers their lives in the first place. And Megatron intends to assemble an army with the help of this artifact in order to lead his war. The Allspark lands on Earth, and Megatron also crash lands on our blue planet. However, since his ship goes down in the Arctic, he spends the next 1,000 years as a popsicle. The explorer Witwicky stumbles upon this frost giant and accidentally reanimates his navigation system. He is killed and the coordinates of the Allspark are imprinted on his glasses. Sounds stupid to you? Well, that's cause it kinda is.
Are you on drugs?
We now flash forward to present day and are introduced to Sam, a descendant of Witwicky, who is still in possession of the glasses and intends to sell them on eBay.
How'd you know about his glasses?
eBay.
He also has the hots for Michaela, who is played by Megan Fox.
The boy's pheromone levels suggest he wants to mate with the female.
It turns out that the peaceful Autobot Bumblebee has already arrived on Earth and is now looking for both the Allspark and the archenemy of the Autobots, Megatron. Disguised as Sam's Camaro, he protects the boy and brings his Autobot friends to Earth upon learning that the Allspark and the devilish Decepticons are in fact on Earth. In the meantime, the US Army is also introduced to the Decepticons, as they attack several soldiers while turning the planet upside down. It is also revealed that a secret organization of the government, the so-called Sector 7, already knows about the existence of the Transformers, and even more interesting, the still frozen Megatron is being held captive in their underground facility. After numerous unnecessary arguments between Sam and Sector 7 agent Simmons, the spark is given to Bumblebee. Shortly after, the Decepticons attack the headquarters of Sector 7, freeing and reviving Megatron in the process.
I am Megatron.
The big battle between Autobots and Decepticons begins, and in typical Michael Bay fashion results in an orgy of explosions.
Loud noises!
Optimus Prime emerges victoriously, Megatron dies, and the remaining Decepticons manage to flee. The Autobots decide to remain on Earth. Bumblebee becomes Sam's personal protector, and Optimus Prime sends out a signal to all of his remaining Autobots in space in order to let them know that they now have a place to come and live. Earth.
And this message to any surviving Autobots taking refuge among the stars.
His heroic speech also suggests that the sequel is going to be way better. And did we get a superior second film? Not exactly.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about the Revenge of the Fallen. Optimus Prime and his Autobots are now working side by side with Sergeant Epps and Captain Lennox for the government. Together, they hunt down the remaining Decepticons in order to destroy them. While all of this is happening, Sam is going off to college and has to leave his protector Bumblebee behind.
I'm gonna wait outside, okay?
Sam's mother eats some magic mushrooms and starts acting insane. Yet another scene this franchise did not need.
Hey, Professor, I'd do anything for an A.
All right, Grace, let me get some snacks in the car. Let's go.
The long-distance relationship between Michaela is put to a test since Sam does not seem to have time for her. In addition to that, a hot student is hitting on him. The latter is soon revealed to be a Decepticon. Hold on. If the Transformers are able to disguise themselves as humans, why don't they do it all the time, you ask? Well, so do we.
This fool is terribly misinformed.
But it gets even crazier. A piece of the Allspark got stuck in Sam's clothing, and now he starts to lose his mind and has visions of Transformer ghosts. These visions and the dying words of a Decepticon announce the return of the Fallen, the real leader of the Decepticons.
Any last words?
This is not your planet to rule. The Fallen shall rise again.
A high-ranking government official means to get rid of the Autobots since he blames them for all the Michael Bay explosions.
So let me ask, if we ultimately conclude that our national security is best served by denying you further asylum on our planet, will you leave?
And it gets more absurd. The Decepticons use the piece of the Allspark to bring Megatron back to life. How does the thing that killed him in the first place bring him back to new life? We will never know. The Fallen orders Megatron to get his hands on Sam's new information, since the latter had vision of the so-called Energon, which is pretty much super awesome Transformer fuel. A battle between Optimus and the Decepticons ensues, in which the leader of the Autobots loses his life.
Sam, run.
Sam escapes alongside Mikaela, Bumblebee, and two rather controversial Autobots.
Read? No, we don't really do much reading.
In a museum, they stumble upon the old Decepticon Jetfire, who now intends to do good. He tells our heroes everything they need to know about the Fallen and reveals that only a Prime is able to destroy him. Sam goes after the so-called Matrix of Leadership and uses it to revive Optimus Prime. Thus, the battle against the Decepticons reaches its climax yet again. The Fallen is killed by Prime and Megatron escapes once more.
This isn't over.
As usual, Optimus gives a speech that suggests that the next film is going to be way better.
Together. I am Optimus Prime, and I send this message so that our pasts will always be remembered. For in those memories, we live on.
Enter the third film. The Dark of the Moon starts with a flashback that reveals that the moon landing was actually an attempt to find the crashed Transformer Sentinel Prime. A few years have passed since the Revenge of the Fallen. Sam has a new girlfriend and starts to enter the work life. Optimus Prime soon discovers his old friend and mentor and brings him back to Earth. Sentinel possesses a technology that is able to create a portal between what is left of Cybertron and Earth. The Decepticons are of course after this technology, since they intend to conquer Earth again. Optimus revives Sentinel, but he is revealed to be a villain who wants to turn Earth into the new home for all the Transformers while eradicating mankind in the process.
For the sake of our planet's survival, a deal had to be made with Megatron.
McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy has a deal with Sentinel and the Decepticons. He and a few chosen people shall be spared. In return, they assist the Decepticons to get their hands on the portal. The government is mad at Optimus and his friends once again and blames them yet again for the Michael Bay explosion frenzy. They shall all be shot into space in order to fight their war somewhere else. But the Autobots fake their travel through space, and the final battle against the Decepticons begins once more.
Your leaders will now understand. Decepticons will never leave your planet alone. And we needed them to believe we had gone.
The Autobots emerge victoriously. Sentinel and Megatron are finally killed, and yes, Optimus gives another monologue.
But the day will never come that we forsake this planet.
Now we've reached the fourth film, Age of Extinction. We start with yet another flashback that reveals that alien invaders had their first contact with Earth much earlier than expected, during the Age of the Dinosaurs. They wanted to make use of an interesting technology in order to transform the planet, which is why still to this day there are metal dinosaurs, or Dinobots, buried in the ground. We flash to present day. Sam, Simmons, and all of the other main characters from the previous films are no longer the focus of the movie. This one introduces Kate Yeager, played by Mark Wahlberg.
Who the fuck is this asshole?
He is a down-on-his-luck inventor who lives in Texas. When he brings home an old truck to work on, he realizes that this car is in fact a heavily wounded Optimus Prime.
I don't think it's a truck at all. I think we just found a Transformer.
Meanwhile, the other Transformers are being hunted and killed by the government and a Transformer bounty hunter called Lockdown. Yup, they made a deal with a Transformer to kill other Transformers yet again. Optimus does not care for humans anymore since they have killed too many of his old friends.
My name is Optimus Prime. My Autobots, they're in danger.
But Kate saves his life and reunites him with a few surviving Autobots.
We've been waiting.
Hell yeah, boom time. We got the gang back together.
Kate promises to help them fight KSI, the company responsible for the murder of the Autobots. Kate also has to deal with the fact that his underage daughter is having a much older lover. However, the latter is always carrying a piece of paper with him that explains why it is okay to engage in a sexual relationship with a minor.
Got a pre-existing juvenile foundational relationship. Statute 2705-3.
What? Texas statute?
Okay, this is super creepy.
What the fuck is this?
We are introduced to Joshua, director of KSI, who intends to create his own Transformers with the dismembered body parts of the originals. Among other things, he uses the head of Megatron in order to achieve his goals. The Autobots attack his lab, but KSI sends their new inventions to fight them. Unfortunately, the new Transformers kill a bunch of innocent people. Lockdown captures both Optimus and Kate's daughter and gives the government a deadly weapon in return. While all of this is happening, the mind of Megatron fuses with the KSI Transformer Galvatron.
Galvatron!
Yep, Megatron is back. He constantly dies and comes back, just like Kenny from South Park.
Oh my god! You killed Kenny! You bastard!
Galvatron recruits the KSI Transformers to continue his war against Earth and means to get his hands on Lockdown's weapon. A redeemed Joshua takes the weapon and flees to China, where the showdown takes place. Optimus frees prehistoric Dinobots to help him defeat the new Decepticons. Lockdown returns since he still has unfinished business with Optimus. Optimus defeats him, the Dinobots run off into the woods, and Kate is finally accepting his daughter's boyfriend. Optimus takes Lockdown's weapon and flies off to space in order to find his maker. After all, Lockdown seems to have worked for him. Galvatron, Megatron, or whatever the hell he chooses to call himself now, escapes yet again, which is why we expect to see him return very soon. Optimus gives another monologue that suggests that the next film will be great, but this time we refuse to buy it. And now you have everything you need to know about the Transformers films.
Beginning, middle, end. Facts, details, condense, plot, tell it.
Are you going to see the fifth one? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you'd like to learn more about the Dark Universe or Wonder Woman 2, then check out these videos.